चाय तो लो। भाड़मान
माता जी दिखा यार
to go back. I'm tired now.
Return. That way. Return. Return, bro. I don't know, like some.
गेट नंबर 2 से उधर से जाना है.
Gate number 2.
आगे से लेफ्ट। अब ये पता भी नहीं गई घर क्या है? भाई ये पता भी नहीं गई है। पता क्या है? राधे श्याम त्रिभुजी, राधे श्याम।
is called Radha Gokulananda.
Yeah, but they are coming to Radha Raman right now. Okay, bro.
20 रुपए 20 रुपए 20 रुपए
This is gate number 2, Prabhu.
नहीं इतनी कुछ करनी पड़ेगी
Radha Raman temple is this
Radha Raman temple is here.
closed? Yeah, can we enter?
No? Narottam Das, not Haridas Thakur.
No, Radha Vinod Polya.
First Narottam Das Thakur.
Ma, coordinator out the killing.
Ask Radha Gokulananda temple. It should be nearby. Narottam Prabhu is there. Side.
Prabhu बनने वाली बनो
Okay, that side.
जल्दी जाए बाबा बहुत
हाँ
Radha Gokulananda.
Prabhu, he's saying.
Radha Gokulananda. यही है
ये सामने नहीं दिख रहा
अच्छा ये वाला हाँ पापा कैंसिल
This is Radha Gokulananda.
राधा गोकुलानंद टेम्पल नजदीक करके 100 मीटर पहले कुछ नहीं
हाँ, they are inside, Prabhu.
जल्दी
The door.
Come.
Unlock the door.
উপরে গিয়েছে চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভু, ও হচ্ছে লোকনাথ নরোত্তমের সেবিত বিগ্রহ, আর ও হচ্ছে রাধা বিনোদ, ও হচ্ছে লোকনাথ গোস্বামী ঠাকুর।
रघुनाथ भट्ट गोस्वामी रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी और लोकनाथ गोस्वामी रतन दास ठाकुर गुरुदेव ये समाधि है ना पीछे रतन दास ठाकुर गुरुदेव।
হ্যাঁ, আর বড় বড় হলো বিজয় গোবিন্দ, বলদেব
तो बलदेव
এখানে 5 গোস্বামীকে ঠাকুর।
এখানে বলদেব বিদ্যাভূষণের ঠাকুর আছে, আবার শ্যামসুন্দর আছে। শ্যামসুন্দর হলে বলে ওখানে বলদেব বিদ্যাভূষণ
মার্চে এখানে 5 গোস্বামী,
5 গোস্বামী মানে ছিল গোস্বামী
বললাম তো,
কোনটা
দাদার সেবিত বিগ্রহ, যেমন गोकुलानंद विश्वनाथ ठाकुर।
आगे जो छोटा है वही लोकनाथ है ना।
अभी जो चिन्ह है वो तो रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी, তারপরে মহাপ্রভু নরোত্তম, আর রাধা বিনোদ হলো লোকনাথ গোস্বামী।
সব মিলে 5 জন।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, আর
বলদেব বিদ্যাভূষণ
বড়দেব বিদ্যাভূষণ, তো হয়ে গেল 5 জন।
আমি কি বলছি যে সর্বস্বামী 5 জন না, 5 গোস্বামী। जो आगे छोटो আছে राधा रमन ना राधा गोपाल
राधा रमन जैसे अंग में राधा रानी है, गोकुलानंद में अंग।
अभी बस हिंदी में बोली राधा गोकुलानंद जो छोटा है बाएं तरफ वो है, वो लोग इस तरफ हमारा बाएं तरफ वो श्री विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर जो टीकाकार है उनका सेवित विग्रह। उसके बाद जो छोटा है ना वो महाप्रभु ने गिरिराज को दिया था रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी को, उन महाप्रभु का ऐसा अंगूठा चिन्ह है, वो छोटा हो जाए देखा ना नानशिला है वो गिरिराज का। और इधर से जब चैतन्य महाप्रभु नरोत्तम दास गोस्वामी का सेवित विग्रह, फिर मिडिल में है राधा विनोद वो लोकनाथ गोस्वामी का सेवित विग्रह। फिर ये है विजय गोविंद, ये है बलदेव विद्याभूषण।
श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की राधा विनोद की राधा विजय भास्कर की श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की। This temple is one of the very important temple for us. There are hello. Hey, the phone on the promote contact in there. சரி ஓகே ராதா கோகுலானந்தா இதுக்கப்புறம் அங்கே தான் வரப்போம். Hare Krishna. There are 3 deities here. Radha Vinod, originally Radha Vinod, and small Radha Vinod of Lokanatha Goswami, whom we saw in Jaipur. Then Radha Gokulananda. Radha Gokulananda is the Vigraha as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We all sing Samsara Dava in this morning, right? It was written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and his deities. He is one of the most important acharyas. Prabhupada used to refer to 3 commentaries when he wrote Bhagavatam. One is, or 4 for that purpose. 3 main, Sridhar Swami, Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is called the Rasa Acharya in our line. He has explained a lot of the concept of Rasa for us. And his Samadhi is here. Then you have Radha Vijay Bhaskara, who is the deities of Baladev Vidyabhushan. You heard about Baladev Vidyabhushan in the Radha Govinda Devji temple. Radha Govinda, you know how he wrote the Bhashya, Baladev Vidyabhushan did the Sutra commentary. So his deities are Radha, Vijay, Bhaskar, the bigger deities. And also there is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu deity. It's a very, very, very important deity for us. This is the deity of Narottam Das Thakur. And it is one of the deities that presided the first Gaura Purnima festival. So Lokanatha Goswami was a classmate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him to Vrindavan because he knew that he cannot see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a sannyasa form. So he sent him earlier. So Lokanatha Goswami and Bhugarva Goswami, whose samadhi you saw in the Radha Damodar, they were the earliest. They came even before Rupa and Sanatan. So Lokanatha Goswami used to do his bhajan here. He was very humble. He never accepted any disciple. Now Narottam Das Thakur, who was a prince in Keturi, his father was a king. So I'll also give a little bit backstory of Narottam Das Thakur. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started after taking sannyas. Immediately after taking sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan, but Nityananda Prabhu diverted him and brought him to Shantipur so that the devotees can meet. The second time when Mahaprabhu started for Vrindavan, a huge crowd followed him. So when he came to Keturi Gram, that's where, just before Keturi Gram, he met Rupa and Sanatan. Rupa and Sanatan met him and surrendered to him there, in a place called Ramkeli. Next to Ramkeli, there is a village called Keturi. It's on the border. Ramkeli is in the border. And when Mahaprabhu was staying there, in the night there was a kirtan going on, roaring kirtan going on. And suddenly, halfway through the kirtan, Mahaprabhu started shouting loudly, Narottam, Narottam. So then all the devotees could understand that a great devotee called Narottam Das Thakur is going to come. So next day what Mahaprabhu did, this Keturi is on the bank of river Padma river. So Mahaprabhu entered the river, and as he entered the river, the waters of Padma started flowing because of Mahaprabhu's prema. And Mahaprabhu took all his prema for Krishna and deposited in the Padma river, and told the Padma river, when Narottam Das Thakur comes, give him this prema. So Padma river asked, how would I know that who is Narottam Das? So Mahaprabhu said, one who can make your water overflow like me, he is Narottam. So later, after some time, Narottam was born as the son of the king, local king. He grew up hearing the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was very much in his heart wanted to go and Sri Chaitanya, join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu movement. So Nityananda Prabhu in his dream came and told him to go and take bath in Padma river. So when next day, when the young Narottam entered the Padma river, and the water started overflowing, and whole Krishna prema, that Mahaprabhu's prema, was deposited on him. It is said that before he took bath, he was dark in color, and then when he took bath and came, he was goldish. So then, under the instruction of Nityananda Prabhu, Narottam Das Thakur escaped. His father tried to keep him, marry him, nothing. Narottam Das Thakur ran non-stop from Keturi, which is in the Bangladesh now, border of, West Bengal, to Vrindavan. In foot, he ran. And without any food, any drink, he came. So when he came here, he was accepted by the Vaishnavas here, and he was asked to choose a spiritual master. And when Narottam Das Thakur saw Lokanatha Goswami, in his heart he knew Lokanatha Goswami will be his spiritual master. So he went and surrendered and asked him for initiation. But Lokanatha Goswami was very humble by nature. He said, I will not accept any disciple. But Narottam Das Thakur was very determined in his heart, come what may, I will take only from Lokanatha Goswami. So, Lokanatha Goswami will not accept service from anyone. So what Narottam Das Thakur used to do is every day morning when Lokanatha Goswami goes to attend nature's call, he will hide nearby. And after Lokanatha Goswami finishes his business and goes, he will go and clean that place. See, and he did the service for 1 year. In the meantime, Mahaprabhu came in the dream of Lokanatha Goswami and chastised him, saying, I already gave you an instruction that when Narottam comes, you have to initiate him. So, in the meantime, Lokanatha Goswami was also thinking, who is cleaning this place every day? So one day he hid and he saw how Narottam Das Thakur was cleaning that place. Right? So see, this is the mood that a devotee carries. We think, doing deity worship is the most important service, or I will, like giving class where everybody, no. Every service is very important. And the humblest service attracts Krishna the most. So then Lokanatha Goswami, then he initiated Narottam Das Thakur. And then he asked him to study all the scriptures under Jiva Goswami. At the time, Srinivas Acharya was already a disciple, Srinivas Acharya was a disciple of Gopala Bhatta Goswami, whom we saw today morning. And he was also studying under Jiva Goswami, and later Shyamananda Pandit, who is a disciple of Hriday Chaitanya, he also came and became a Siksha. These three are Siksha disciples of Jiva Goswami. And they are the ones who were the first book distributors. These three were the first book distributors. They took all the Goswami literature and they went around and distributed. Okay. So Narottam Das Thakur, he wrote most of our songs, the songs that we sing. So, you see, Daya Karo Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa. He is asking for the mercy of Srinivasa Acharya, who was his senior in Jiva Goswami, under Jiva Goswami. Narottam Das Thakur, there are many leelas. Narottam Das Thakur initiated Ganganarayan Chakravarti and one other disciple who are Brahmanas. Narottam Das Thakur was not Brahmana by birth. So there, Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki. So there was a controversy that how a non-Brahmana can initiate a Brahmana devotee. Those days caste system was very strict. So they went to the local king and complained. All the Pandits went and complained. The king said, Narottam Das Thakur is a great devotee. They did not agree. So then they said, okay, let's go and talk to Narottam Das Thakur. Now, when Ganganarayan Chakravarti, and there was one more devotee called Ramachandra Kaviraj, who was a very close, is a disciple of Srinivas Acharya but a very close associate of Narottam Das Thakur, heard that a group of Panditas are coming to challenge Narottam Das Thakur. On the way, there was a market. In the market, one became a betel nut seller and other became, that's not pan seller. Betel nut seller is a pan seller. And one more became, not sure, pot seller, I think. And then these Panditas came. And when the Panditas came and asked for betel nut, Ganganarayan Chakravarti was replying to him in Sanskrit. They went to buy pots and the pot seller is, talking in Sanskrit. And then both of them, between themselves, they defeated the Pandits. So the king said, if you cannot even defeat the pot seller and a pan maker of Narottam Das Thakur, what is the point of you going and challenging him? They all understood the greatness of Narottam Das Thakur. They went, surrendered, and they all took initiation from Narottam Das Thakur. Later again there was a controversy, the same controversy came. But before that, Narottam Das Thakur went back to Keturi and he established preaching all over Bengal. And he was the first one to organize the Gaura Purnima festival. Okay. So he organized the first Gaura Purnima festival in Keturi It was presided over by Janavi Mata, who was the wife of Nityananda Prabhu, and all the devotees, including Jiva Goswami, and everybody came to Keturi. He made 3 sets of Mahaprabhu deities, okay, and one of the Mahaprabhu deities that presided over the first Gaur Purnima festival is the Mahaprabhu that you saw here, and also in that festival, it is said that Narottam Das Thakur's Kirtan was so intense that even though all the Panchatattva have passed away, they all came back in the Kirtan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came. Nityananda Prabhu came, Advaita Acharya came. They all danced in that Kirtan. So Guru Maharaj in one class was saying, if you can do intense Kirtan, we may also have an opportunity to dance with Srila Prabhupada. And also here inside there is a Govardhan Shila. This is the first Govardhan Shila in our Sampradaya. When Mahaprabhu came here, he picked up the Govardhan Shila, he worshipped it, and every day he used to worship with so much prema that his handprint is imprinted on Govardhan. His prema, melted the Govardhan. And then that Shila, he gave it to Raghunatha Das Goswami when he came to Puri. So Raghunatha Das Goswami used to worship that Govardhan Shila. Later it came to Vrindavan. When Raghunatha Das Goswami came here to Vrindavan, he carried the Govardhan Shila. That Govardhan Shila is here. And then on the other side, there are the Samadhi Mandir of Lokanatha Goswami, Narottam. Now Narottam Das Thakur, because he is not an ordinary human being, there is no Samadhi because he simply melted. One day he went into the Padma river and he melted away as Prema, Krishna Prema, by his Bhakti. So his Samadhi is there, Narottam Das Thakur's Samadhi is there. So they took all the clothes that he used and they made a Samadhi here. And there is also the Samadhi of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So all these 3 Samadhis are there. So this is the importance of this temple, very important, one of the 7 important temples for us. The one temple that we couldn't cover by time is Radha Shyam Sundar. How many of you are very hungry? Okay. Otherwise, I can tell the story of Radha Shyam Sundar here itself. And then we can go to hotel. And in the evening, when you are all coming for shopping, all of you on your own go to Radha Shyam Sundar and come back. The deity of Radha Shyam Sundar is very, very, very special. I'll tell you why. There was there was a devotee called Dukhi Chaitanya. He was called Dukhi Chaitanya because his parents, before his birth, whenever they gave birth to a child, the child will die immediately. Okay. So not Dukhi Chaitanya, Dukhi Krishnadas. So when he was born, just to make sure that he stays, they named him Dukhi Krishnadas. Because they thought only Dukhi is staying with me. Okay. So by naming him Dukhi, he will stay with us. So he stayed. And he grew up and he became a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in his heart, he wanted to take initiation from Hriday Chaitanya. I'll tell you Hriday Chaitanya. Hriday Chaitanya's guru was Gauridas Pandit, who was Shubala in Krishna's pastime. Now Gauridas Pandit had a deity of, when we go to Mayapur next time, I'll take you to a place called Ambika Kalna. He had a Gauranitai deities. Once Gauridas Pandit was doing Aarti to his Gauranitai deity, Hriday Chaitanya was doing Kirtan. The Kirtan was roaring Kirtan. And so Gauranitai wanted to participate in the Kirtan. So they jumped out of the altar and they went to the Kirtan. Now when Gauridas Pandit, he became angry. I'm doing Aarti, you are running away. So he took a stick and he started chasing Gauranitai. And because they were very scared of Gauridas Pandit, Shubala, they are friends. So friends, sometimes. So they went and hid in the heart of Chaitanya Das. From that time he was called Hriday Chaitanya. No, Hriday Chaitanya. Right? Now Dukhi Krishna Das wanted to take initiation from Hriday Chaitanya after he heard. So he came to Ambika Kalna and he took initiation there. After taking initiation, he was sent here. Hriday Chaitanya said, of our time, Jiva Goswami is the greatest scholar. So if you want to learn devotional thing, you have to go to Jiva. So he sent him here. So here, under Jiva Goswami, he was studying Bhakti literature along with Srinivas Acharya and Narottam Das Thakur. Now, one of the services that was given to was Dukhi Krishna Das. There is a Kunja where Radha Krishna, you went to Nidhivan, Nikunja, like that one Kunja is there. So they said, Jiva Goswami said every day he has to clean. One day when he was cleaning, he saw a golden anklet. Okay. And as soon as he touched the golden anklet, he fainted in ecstasy. Why? Because previous day, Radha Krishna pastimes was happening and Radha Rani lost her anklet there. Right? I think it's anklet or bracelet. Okay. And then now Radha Rani, after finishing her Leela, when she went home, she realized that golden anklet is missing and her elders will scold. So she called Lalita Sakhi and said, go and bring. Now Lalita Sakhi came to the Kunja, but already Dukhi Krishnadas was having the anklet in his hand. So she changed herself into an old lady and went to Dukhi Krishnadas and said, did you see anything golden ornament here? He said, yes. She said, it belongs to my daughter-in-law. She is very careless. She has lost it. So please give it. He said, ask your daughter-in-law to come. Because he knew it's a very special, he knew it cannot be ordinary. So he wanted to meet the person who it belonged to. And then Lalita Sakhi said, no, you give it to me. So they had a discussion. Then finally, Lalita Sakhi revealed herself. And then when Shyamananda saw Lalita Sakhi, he fainted. Dukhi Krishnadas. So when he woke up, there are two stories. I'll tell that. Some say it is Lalita Sakhi, some say it's Radharani herself who came. Either way, she became very happy and she did two things. She said, because you have found the ornament that belongs to Radharani and you have given pleasure, one other name of Radharani is also Shyama. So she said, I will give you a new name, Shyamananda. And then she took the anklet and with that she made a tilak for him. Okay, if you see the tilak of the Shyamanandis, it will be a little bit different. It will be like a bracelet, anklet thing. So, and then she gave an instruction, don't tell this to anyone. Okay, but you can reveal it only to Jiva Goswami because anyway he'll find out. So he came back. But by this time, and then he went and met Jiva Goswami. He revealed it to Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami also said, keep it quiet. But now the name is changed and there is a new tilaka he is wearing. So if anybody asks, he will say it's a mercy of my spiritual master because that's the truth. He got the mercy of Lalita Sakhi only by the mercy of his guru. But some or other news reached Hriday Chaitanya in a very different way, saying that Jiva Goswami has reinitiated your disciple. He has given him a new name and he has given him a new tilak. Hriday Chaitanya said, no, Jiva will not do that. Okay. So he sent two of his disciples from there to see, go check out what is happening and come. So those two devotees came to Vrindavan. Jiva Goswami welcomed them, gave them prasadam and then they inquired, he said, ask Shyamananda. And Shyamananda said, no. This all happened by the mercy of my spiritual master. In my dream, he only made all of this possible. The two of them became, they were happy, and then they went back. But Hridaya Chaitanya became angry. He said, what nonsense is this? When did I go in his dream? This dream story and all I can't accept. So saying this, he brought all the Mahantas of our Sampradaya to do a mediation. Because he said, Jiva has stolen my disciple. And because it's an offense to take reinitiation from a... you can have only one Diksha Guru. You can not have multiple. So he brought everybody here. And there was a huge argument. Shyamananda Pandit, one side is saying Hridaya Chaitanya only gave. And Hridaya Chaitanya is saying, I have nothing to do with this. Then finally, Hridaya Chaitanya challenged. If what you say is true, you wear the tilaka and write the name Shyamananda in your chest, I will rub it. If what you say is true, it should reappear on its own. So then Shyamananda said, give me 1 minute. And then he sat and he went into deep meditation. Deep meditating, he entered Krishna Leela. And in Krishna Leela, he was a Manjari. So he was sitting and he was crying. And then Lalita Sakhi came and asked, what happened? Why are you crying? Then he said, see, you told me, and according to your instruction, I took everything. Now when I go home, my husband is rejecting me. Because spiritual, Pati, master, spiritual master. So then Lalita Sakhi said, don't worry, come with me. And she took him to Srimati Radharani. And when Srimati Radharani, when she heard the story, she called Subala and said, hey Subal, how can you do this? He did service for me only. And this is something that personally I have given to him, the name and the tilaka. So then Shubala said, don't worry. Now who is Shubala? Shubala is Gauridas Pandit. He is the Paramaguru. So Shubala told Shyamananda, don't worry, you go back and you put the tilak and I will make it reappear. So he broke the meditation and they put the tilaka and they wrote the name, and when they rubbed it off and it reappeared on its own. So it is said when he met Srimati Radharani, at that time, because he gave so much pleasure to Srimati Radharani, from her heart came a vigraha of Shyamasundara, which she presented to Shyamananda. That deity is Radha Shyamasundara. That Radha Shyamasundara came from the heart of Srimati Radharani, which was worshipped by Shyamananda. There is a further big story of Shyamananda Prabhu. I know many of you are hungry, so I don't want to continue. There is a big story, so we'll hear more. Now all of you, please. Hello? யார்கிட்ட வந்திருக்கு? சரி ஓகே your mobile lock பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. switch on பண்ணிடுங்க, lock ஆயிடும். So in the evening after lunch, so this is the program. We will go have lunch. After lunch, we will go on a walking parikrama of Vrindavan. Okay. Now this walking parikrama, those who can do, others can take an e-rickshaw and do. From our hotel, we will go to Krishna Balaram's tree. From there, we go to the place where Kaliya Leela happened. From there, we will go to Imli Tal. From there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Baitak. Then Vamsi Vata. Okay. Near Vamsi Vata, we'll have also darshan of Yamuna. And then, couple of more places are there. If we have time, we'll see. Otherwise, from there, I'll leave you there. Okay. Each one of you can go roam around Loy Bazaar on your own. purchase whatever you want. See Radha Shyam Sundara. See, this area is we walked through the bazaar a lot. This is all bazaar area. So purchase whatever you want, have darshan of Radha Shyam Sundar on your own, and come back to our room for dinner. We have arranged for puri, sabji and hot milk for dinner. So you can come and have dinner in our hotel room. Is that clear? Okay? Radha Shyam Sundar ki Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Gurudev ki Gaura Premanande. One and a half hours. Promote phone number. अगर उनको ओवर कर दिया करीब करना नहीं पारा यार मैं Okay, Haribol, let's go. From here, Haribol, 5 people get into a e-rickshaw, ask them to drop you in Radhe Radhe Ashram. Radhe Radhe Ashram, Parikram Marg, near ISKCON. Parikram Marg near ISKCON, Radhe Radhe Ashram. Sri Radhe Radhe Ashram. Yes.
Let's go, mom.
Potato flavor. No.
No, this is rice flavor. Okay, potato.
Let's go. Please have darshan of the samadhis of Lokanatha Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur.
Prabhu, where it is?
जो कोई लिए अंदर बको वांग ना कर Oh, there's a book called where the three acharyas it's written by Stephen Rosen Prabhu. I forgot his initiator. Not the sixth Goswami. It is called Vaishnava Saints. Prashadam. Haribol, give space. Gonna give space. Raha Mora Swarup Rupa Raha Sanatan Raha Mora Swarup Rupa Raha Sanatan So this is Gokulananda Goswami Samadhi, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Samadhi, Narottam Das Thakur Samadhi and Ganganarayan Chakravarti Samadhi. இங்கேதான் இப்போ டேரக்டாக போகலாம்.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai
Sorry, Mataji.
They just signed in. I actually logged into the Samsung ID and they locked it. The lock option. They sign in. I mean, they switch on the phone. It automatically locked. And it is showing the current location, which is the hotel name.
Oh, okay.
The hotel wala only. Yeah. It is clearly showing the Golden Parikrama Mark, the hotel location, everything. We are going there only.
Okay, you took a picture.
Someone has taken Mataji because money was there.
I was going to tell them, take the money, give the mobile because it's my office mobile and it's passport.
Aniruddha.
Aniruddha, in trouble, we are Lord Puta. No, you know how much it hurts. Can I do the same? I want to piggyback on you. What's that?
Mataji, yours?